Hey, it's Uncle Joe with Uncle Joe Hikes. We're here at Black Rock Mountain State Park, about to do the James Edmonds Trail. I camped up here, and you'd think I would have had an earlier start, but I wanted to get a good breakfast in and some coffee. So, big mist fog came over last night, so it's just now burning off, but we should have some sunshine. I'm trying to get this done because I think some rain's coming in later. Don't want to be out here for that. So anyway, onward. It's going to be a bit of an epic trail. 7.2 miles. Some have clocked it at 8. We'll see. Lots of climbing though. So yeah, be a good workout. We'll see how it goes. So we had to come up over a rise. But the first part of this trail should be a descent down toward the lake, Black Rock Lake. I was fishing there yesterday. No luck. But this will descend down there, then we'll climb another peak on the other side. And I think it's Lookoff Rock or something. And then we'll come down that and start the big climb back up here. So it's going to be an interesting day, to say the least. The little sassafras. Little sassafras bush. But this fog has just made everything pasty. I mean, just having my phone out, the phone case, which is pleather or might have some leather on it, my wallet, just about anything, it just gets real pasty because the moisture just hangs on everything. It even sounded like rain because it would blow, the wind would blow the trees and then it would just kind of rain down these droplets. So I was like, is that rain? So anyway, it's going to be a moist day. We just came from that way. You can see a busy little section right here. So far this is a fairly busy little trail in terms of things in the trail. We head up a little bit here. Well, we made it into some hemlocks here, so we got a little bit of pine straw to walk on, which is nice. I think we might be starting our main descent. I guess they've had people go the wrong way maybe, or go off into the woods. There may have been an old trail here at some point, I don't know, but they want you to know to make this little turn here. First I thought it was just a sign for the trail, and I thought, well, halfway down a descent, it's kind of a bad place to put another sign, because if you're on the wrong trail, you gotta go all the way back up. Oh well. This moisture means that on this descent there are plenty of places to slide. As you can see, someone already has. There are people up at the parking lot. I'm parked up there, so there's likely people in front of me. I know at least one guy from a campground is in front of me somewhere. It's a fairly popular hike. And we keep moving, as Metro would say. Alright, we're at our split. This starts the loop proper. I think we're going to take the upper side, which is what it looks like the track is doing on all trails. That would take us a little closer to the lake, but both of them get real close. So, alright, here we go. So the trail's finally opened up a little bit. It's not as twisty as it was on that descent before we got to the split. Which is good, because this is the kind of trail you can make time on. That twisty stuff, you really can't. You really can't. You work a lot just to go 100 yards. And on this you got 10-20 yards of open trail in little spurts, you know. And this really helps you put some trail behind you. Got ducked from that spider web. Moist and wet, you can see it on the leaves. So I probably got another ½ pound of moisture that I didn't start with. So here's what it is. Wet. Yep. They've done a pretty good job of marking the trail, but right here there's an old, looks like an old trail or an old roadbed goes that way. We're going to stay to our left. I believe the paved road is just down the hill there, if I'm reading the map correctly. But we got to keep moving along this, kind of on a ridge top here. The camera's terrible at picking this kind of thing up, but you can see this is a very, very steep descent. And what makes it bad is you've got this runoff right in the middle. So it's been stripped bare down the middle because it's been going straight down the fall line here, which makes it slick, or at least potentially slick. Right now it's a little on the tacky side, but you know, it could give way in a minute, seconds notice, minutes, and down you'd go. So you got to be really careful descending stuff like that as we swat away the spider web. Probably just started reconstructing that when somebody came through. Yeah, you can see right here, you don't want to put your foot right in the middle of this, because if you do, you might just go down. There we go. Just about to cross a road here. Trying to pick our way down this hill. You always want to try to put your feet on these places where a root has collected some sediment, because that gives you something to put your foot on to keep you from sliding down the hill. Yeah, here we are. Make our way straight across here. We just came through a really busy section, just lots of twists, and then down this slope right here. Waiting for this to open up a little bit. It's a lot of work going through sections like that. We finally landed down under this creek bottom here. I say bottom, I think it still drops out in front of us down here, but gave us a little break from the descending. It's like a jungle in here. And it gets real dark in places where the rhododendron have just blocked the sun and really all the light. So, yeah, it's like the trails we walked in Nam. You can see the creek coming out from under the ground and going right back under it again. It makes its way down. Really underneath here. I guess if it rains hard enough, it'll come over the top, but it's pretty interesting. You don't even see or hear anything now. I guess it's all underground. So that's probably the third or fourth one we've had to come and go over or under. So keep that in mind. I don't know that anybody's coming back in here to cut that. Getting our first glimpses of the lake. I can hear some people down there. We won't come any closer until later. I was over there fishing yesterday. Hello, Froggy. Got a creek cascading here beside us. Can't see anything, but you can hear it. I think it dropped some more further down, because you could hear a cascade as I was coming around from the trail within earshot of it. So that's kind of cool. Don't know if we'll see anything or not, because we're going back into these rhododendrons. Well, I'm taking a little break. Make a little love. No, just taking a break. I can actually see a little wisp of vapor. I don't know if it's coming off my body or if it's just coming down this hill or what. But it's moist, real moist. Luckily it's not terribly hot, but it's just real humid. So I really needed a break. I'm trying to break this thing up a little bit because there is a lot of twisty stuff, a lot of short, steep climbs, and then overall big climbs. It's not an easy hike, and I knew that. I knew coming into it that this is a relatively tough hike. So, you know, you got to be prepared. You know, these hikes that have a lot of vegetation and a lot of twists and turns, as I said before, you can't make a lot of time on them. So when you get these open areas, you kind of have to move on. And this isn't necessarily an open area because we're kind of coming up the side of this creek draw here. But there were some earlier. There was some good open, I say open, really what I mean is places where the trail doesn't twist too much. It just kind of gives you 30, 40, 50 yards of relatively straight trail that it just kind of bows out. That's the kind of stuff you can move on. Not that you want to waste your day away. You're out here to enjoy it. So yeah, I want to sit here for a few more minutes, and then we're about to start our climb up to the other side and see what the views are up there. We got to cross this gravel road that goes down to the lake first and then make our way. But when I drove by it yesterday, I could see steps going up. I said, well, that's a bad sign right there. All right. Got our road bed up above us. We got to get across. And in the meantime, we got a pretty creek here. Luckily, this bridge ain't too slick. Well, looky here. That is a Turch cap lily or a Carolina lily. A lot of it really depends on the stem, and I can't remember which is which, but they look identical, so potato, potato maybe, I don't know. That's a beautiful flower. I was just talking about them yesterday with a lady at the trading post, and here one is. Anyway, we got to scoot across the road here, up the hill. Of course, I realize I haven't been filming a whole lot because I've been climbing. It's been a rough climb coming up from the road. It's long. It is. It's a slog coming up through here. Past a couple of ladies, I told them about the lily, but most of this has just been a slog. Whipping around. Now we're kind of going up this, kind of diagonally cutting this ridge. This should take us up to the top, or at least up on the ridge, and then a little bit more climbing, I think, before we get around, before we can start descending again. So yeah, I'm wore out. I still got to get all the way back. There is a band of rain coming. It's about halfway through Tennessee right now, moving a lot faster than I thought it would. So we got a rendezvous at camp. I'm hoping I can get there with an hour to spare. That's what my plan was, but this climbing is slow, especially for me. But we're gonna do it one way or the other. All right, we finally got up that little climb. It got a little bit growed over right there, but not too bad. So an old road bed comes in here. Looks like we're gonna take it for a little while. We're still working our way across. We got a little out and back we gotta do before we start our way back down to the lake. All right, we just came from that way, and that is the way we'll go back. And this is our out and back, which should take us to some kind of an overlook, I guess. Oh yeah, see where it goes. Sadly, this old road bed gives way to a single track and a bit of a climb here. You see water's been running down this trail. So this is going to do a little loop around our summit, I guess. Well, we're starting to get some views. we make our way through this vegetation tunnel. So according to that sign, it goes up to the Lookoff Mountain campsite. I don't think that's the turn we want. I don't know if we go down this way, if we go down that way. It don't look like a trail, so. Anyway, yeah, we could see across pretty good. These ridges. Pretty good views. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so the track I'm following on all trails is kind of screwed up. But this is clearly somewhere you want to be, right? Look at that. All right, we actually came back and took that trail going up. I'm gonna take it up to the campsite. All right, here's the campsite. So yeah, when you come around, you want to take that trail up, but you want to go down first to the lookout. The all trails track really didn't have that, so be aware. And I believe we're gonna go maybe down here. Yeah, it's not real obvious, but we're gonna take this trail, I think. Let's see where this will put us. Yeah, this looks right. Well, so far it's definitely pretty rocky coming down there. My IT bands are starting to protest this descending a little bit. We'll see how they hold up. They'll be happier when I start climbing, and the rest of my body will start complaining. So I got that to look forward to, which is nice. Well, we finally got a little bit of a break here from that descent. There's an old trail right yonder. I don't know where he goes, but we're going this way. Nice to have a little flat spot. Get down here to the lake, and it's going to be time to climb. So right here you got an old trail, it looks like maybe, and some runoff. So the trail's been kind of pulled up here on the side slope. Look how rich and dark that soil is. Amazing. We're going down, down, down. We can hear the dirt road. We'd like to think that means we're getting pretty close to the lake. Starting to cloud up. It's not a good sign. We know that there's a storm on the way. I'm just hoping it's still up in Tennessee. There we go. Cutting across the dirt road here. Parking lot at the lake. We go right over here. I don't see no Turch cap lily on this one though. Oh well. I don't know if we're intersecting with a trail here or what, but ooh, rickety bridge. Got a little pig trail there, but looks like we stayed to our right. Up. So the lake is just down there. You can hear the cars. We're on the final piece of our loop before we get into that out and back that takes us to the parking lot. So. He got that thing tuned, don't he? Anyway, I am tired. Beautiful spot. If you want to camp here, there's plenty of wood. Nice. Well, my iPhone's charging, so we'll have to just get video of this. That's good size. Cool. All right, West Fork goes this way. That goes back to some campsites, I guess, that way. We Keep on making our way around. Another turn. Just basically keeping you off any old trail beds or something that looks like a trail. We still got to cross the road. A few chanterelles. All right, made it to the road. There we go. All right, this closes our loop. 8/10 of a mile, and we got thunder coming, so we got to hump it. Well, we're back at the trailhead. As you can tell, I'm wet. Trail's wet. Bottom fell out with about a mile to go. Not even a mile to go. I'd say 3/4 of a mile. But James Edmonds Trail, it's a tough one. There's a lot of climbing, and this time of year it's hot and it's humid. The temps weren't really too bad. They got up there after a while when the sun came out, but the humidity, man, it was just terrible. But it's a beautiful hike though, especially get up there at the perch, and that's a good place to be right there. But yeah, we're done. We're gonna head back to the campsite, check on old Gobi, who's been waiting patiently. Hopefully nobody broke in and got my spirograph. Get lonely at camp tonight, I can play with a spirograph. Anyway, I'm gonna head back to camp and get a shower, get something to eat.